Hello guys, this is Amosdoll Music, and in today's lesson I'm going to teach you the ability to be able to play at different volumes in each hand, like this. Mostly the right hand is louder than the left, okay? So just look what I just showed you. I will mainly focus on teaching you how to get your right hand to play louder than your left hand, because in most songs and pieces nowadays that you hear, and also the classical pieces, the main melodies are mostly on the right hand. Okay, but sometimes it's on the left hand, but mostly on the right hand. But anyway, once you master this ability, you will find that your piano playing will sound 10 times better, because your performances would have an added sophistication to it, where the main parts are actually brought out rather than having all the notes at the same volume. So if I do the same piece in the same way, same notes, but with both hands the same loudness, it wouldn't sound as good. Check it out. It's a bit lost, you don't know where the main focus is. Okay, but anyway, firstly, don't get discouraged if you cannot do this straight away, because this is one of the first major milestones for all beginner piano enthusiasts to achieve. But if you follow these exercises in today's lesson that I teach you and practice them every day, you will easily get it in no time. Okay. The secret and why it seems so difficult to make your right hand louder than your left hand on your piano is that mechanically, on a real piano that's why you see this video is different to my other videos, not on my electronic keyboard with the Synthesia, because on real piano, and not so much for electronic keyboards, the lower keys on the piano are naturally louder due to the thicker strings it is inside the piano. So even if you're playing the same force with both hands, the left hand with the lower notes will always sound louder. So check it out. So. This is pretty much the same force, but the left hand sounds much louder, even though, it was playing the same force. Okay, but anyways, this also means that if you play the left hand notes with slightly less force than the right hand, it would still sound like everything is the same volume. Okay, it'd be like, it still kind of sounds like this one, the left hand is louder. Okay, so in order to achieve the goal of having your left hand audibly softer than your right hand, the difference between the forces of both hands is actually quite more significant than you think. Okay, the first exercise is the 5-finger thigh jab. Yes, I actually couldn't think of a better name, so bear with me for that. Okay, it's quite simple, just like what the name suggests. Get both of your hands into the curved finger position, as if you are actually playing a real piano, and then try to make your right hand fingers jab harder into your thigh compared to your left hand fingers. All right, so it'd be like this. Okay, so let's just double check if you can see. Yep, I think you can see. All right, let's go. Okay, so go ahead. Okay, so this is the beautiful thighs. So go ahead and get your right hand to try to jab harder than your left hand, like this. All right. Make sure all 5 fingers on both hands jab into the thighs, because you can easily make one hand lighter if you only contact one finger instead of all 5 fingers into the thigh. And the reason why I don't do the slap thing, because slapping, it doesn't really make as much sense. On the piano, you'd never really slap the piano. You don't be like you don't really do that, okay? So you can try that as a, even pre-beginner exercise before this actual exercise, but I would recommend doing the jabbing instead of the slapping, okay? Because jabbing is more closer to playing the piano than slapping. As you can see from this exercise, the main ways to generate force is firstly your shoulder and upper arm. Okay, so the shoulder and the upper arm, and then also into your forearms, and also the whiplash motion of the wrist. Okay, so if you do all of this together with one hand and having the other not doing this at all, you can really feel the difference between the force, because it hurts a lot more on that thigh. Okay, you can try ouchie. hurts much more. Okay, so go ahead, pause this video and practice this exercise a few times before we move on to the next exercises with actually a real piano. Okay, so the next exercise is just the C, D, E, F, G 5-finger scale up and down. Okay, so right hand just C, D, E, F, G, left hand C, D, E, F, G, like that. Okay, so what you want to do is make sure, pay real close attention and listen to make sure that your right hand is much louder than your left hand, like this. Do it slowly first. It might be pretty difficult at the start, but don't worry, just practice it a few times. One tip for you, okay, so make sure to feel like that you have like the force, the Star Wars force, channeling from your upper arm down to your forearm, to your wrist, to your fingers, to make this a lot stronger than the left, okay? It's this kind of like mental thing, because in essence, you're kind of controlling your mind, using your brain to your full potential, since you're using both sides to actually control like one hand to do something different to the other. Okay, so if you can't get it straight away, don't worry, take it easy, take it slow, really listen and get your right hand to like eventually play louder than the left hand. Okay, so yes. Okay, just in case if you can't tell the difference and if the camera didn't capture the sound properly, this is the difference. Okay, I'll do the left hand louder than the right hand. It will sound like this. So that's the difference, okay? That's where the left hand is now louder than the right hand. So you really try to make the sound right hand louder than the left hand, okay? So one extra thing is make sure the finger shape of your right hand is still strong and curved, okay, like this. So it's not collapsing. Do your extreme efforts to make your right hand loud. So a lot of people, when they want to play loud, they're like, and then like the finger goes like this, collapse, because it's easier to kind of like do that because they think more like more finger area is louder. Well, it is, but it's bad. If you want to play fast and loud, like you won't be able to do it with flat fingers. Like flat fingers make it very sloppy because we don't want flat fingers to like be able to ruin our ability to play quickly and strongly later on. Okay, so yeah, make sure it's curved at the same time when you want to do it loud. Yes, also, one important thing is remember the soft notes on the left hand, okay? Make sure it's not played too lightly such that it doesn't produce any sound at all. Because if you play too softly on a piano, like you'll have these ghost notes, okay? We don't want any ghost notes like this, okay? If it's too soft, look, nothing. I'm fully pressed into it, okay? Nothing, nothing, a little bit, okay? That was a very little bit of sound. A little bit of sound here as well. Because naturally second finger and first finger is stronger. So like it's actually hard to do ghost. Oh, now I can do the ghost notes for the second and first finger. Yeah, but naturally your first and second finger is really strong, but the third is weaker, fourth even weaker, fifth finger, everyone knows pinky is weak because like trills with fourth and fifth finger is hard. I can do it okay because I've been playing piano, but if you try to trill with your fourth and fingers, you feel like it's very weak and can't control properly because that's natural. Fourth and fifth finger is naturally weaker. So make sure your fourth and finger don't like do these ghost notes like that when you play, or the third like that, okay? Even though you want to try to do soft, you still need to kind of control. A little bit of wrist down like that, okay? Feel like it's like you're going down with the key a little bit. Like that, even when it's soft, okay? Go down with the key a little bit. Yes. Keep your finger curved. Just like that. Okay? So yeah, so practice the left hand by itself a little bit. Feel your piano, because every piano is kind of different. Some people like produce ghost notes on their piano much more often because their piano, the feel of the keys is much difficult than like another piano. So test your own piano. Every piano is different, but if you're on a keyboard, it's actually not as difficult because it's not the same as the real piano. Okay, but either way, you can still train your loud and soft like ability on a keyboard as well. But anyways, another thing is to try to make all the notes in each hand the same loudness. Meaning, if the right hand is loud, all the notes with all the fingers on the right hand should be the same loudness. So, yeah, not some of the notes should be softer, in particular the weaker fourth and fifth fingers. So none of this, no be like loud, 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 soft, soft, loud, loud, soft, loud. Like, yeah, none of that soft and then loud, okay? Unevenness of tone. Okay, so same for the left hand. Make sure all the notes are the same softness this time. It's a bit more difficult because it's soft all the way around, so none of like this loud, soft, loud, soft, loud, soft, like that. None of this unevenness, okay? Yeah, and yeah, no ghost notes, as I said before, okay? So yeah, for extra challenge on this exercise, the further down that you move your left hand onto the piano is actually more difficult, okay? Because it's actually more naturally loud, okay? So you can move your left hand. Can we see our left hand on the piano? Yes, we can. We can even move it down even this low as well, okay? So yeah, you can like super duper challenge, move on the lowest part of the piano, okay? So you can be like, yeah, much harder. It's so boomy already, the left hand, so you have to play extra soft for the left hand and still not to do ghost notes, okay? So like, okay, as a comparison, if the left hand was loud, it would sound like this. Very, very boomy when it's that low, okay? So you don't want that. You want the right hand to be louder, okay? So pretty awesome stuff. Another extension of this exercise, okay, so many extensions for this exercise. You can switch the loudness of each hand continuously after each other, up and down the cycle. So you can do something like this. So firstly do the right hand soft, okay, as usual, and then switch to left hand loud and then back like this. So check it out, be like, and the left hand. And the back. Okay. And then also, as I said, increasing the speed will also increase the difficulty as another extension, because it requires both control and agility as well, okay? So when it's like faster, okay, that was a tiny bit messy at the end, but you get the point. The faster it is, the more difficult to play it even together, because you don't want like it's like you don't want it to split up hands, none none of that, okay? So it still has to be even, so just focus on a speed that you can stick at. So go ahead, pause the video and try these exercises and all of the extensions, because you must practice or else this won't stick at all, because this is more like training like a muscle memory, well, more than one muscle, your brain muscle and your hand muscle, arm muscle, forearm muscle, everything, wrist muscle. So there's a lot of practice required. Just like any sport, muscle memory requires repetition, repetition, and more repetition. So the next exercise is the block chords melody exercise, where you pick any chord that you know and then have the left hand play it as a block chord and the right hand play each note of the chord separately, arpeggiated up and down, okay? That's a lot of words, so I'll show you the example. So take C major, for example, where the chord is C, E, G. Okay, so our left hand, C, E, G, will play the block chord C, E, G, all three notes together. So none of like, don't arpeggiate it or like, not like that. Make sure all the notes are together as softly as possible, okay? Sometimes there's a ghost note, just like that. Can't really hear the E, okay? So make sure, even if it's very soft, no ghost note. So da-da-da. Like that, okay? So play the block chord as softly as possible. And then the right hand, you want to arpeggiate C, E, G like this. Oh, ghost note again, E ghost note, so that's too soft. Okay, this is more difficult to execute softly because there are more notes on the left hand, which automatically makes it naturally louder and thicker because of the texture. There's 3 notes compared to 1 note at a time on the right hand, okay? Yeah, so. Okay, it's very important to master this exercise because we don't want our song to sound like a dinosaur thumping on the piano after each chord change like this. You don't want to be like, or like something like Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? You don't want to be like, it sounds like dinosaurs thumping. It's like, chung, 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 chung. Yeah, that's no good, okay? You want it to be more like, more like that, okay? Because it's not good to have like this dinosaur sounding piano playing, okay? So once again, pause the video and try this out for as many chords that you know, okay? So if you know like A flat major 7, you can be like, you can change chords. Yeah, like that, okay? Because you don't want it to be reversed. You want the left hand to be louder, or else the chord is like kong, kong, kong. Especially at that low, it will sound very muddy and not nice. You'll be like, it doesn't sound good, okay? It sounds like dinosaur once again, okay? So as I said, go ahead, pause the video and practice all those chords you know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you practice all these exercises every day, you will be able to play with hand volume independence very, very soon. More sooner than you expected, okay? It's just consistent practice every day, okay? An extension exercise that you can do is to go to any of my thousands of piano tutorials of songs on Amosdoll Music, my channel, the main channel, and really focus on bringing out the right hand melody as much as possible. It will be even better because like it's a bit less boring after all the exercises you do, and it's actually applicable into something that you would actually play and perform to someone. Okay, so yeah, anyway, if you want to learn more piano from me, you can check out my piano courses on my website, bestpianomethod.com, okay, linked in the description, or you can click it somewhere here. As for now, enjoy your time around my channel and see you next time. If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to check out the rest of my channel because literally there are multiple thousands and thousands of these videos ranging from pop songs of all languages, meme songs, video game music, movie, anime, and cartoon theme songs, and many more songs of all sorts that I teach. So most likely you can find your favorite song to learn on my channel. Also check out my website, bestpianomethod.com, linked in the description below if you want to learn more piano from me. Learn from my piano courses on how to play by ear, improvise, read sheet music, how to play and sing, and many more courses at all types of levels, even for those who have never touched a piano before. As for now, enjoy your time around my channel and see you next time.